Let's go to Mike Lurie right now. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Mike. So Kamala has received support from a variety of high-profile Democratic leadership. What is her road to nomination right now?
Well, you're right. She has gotten a lot of support from some very key figures, and most notably, of course, is Joe Biden, but also Clinton, Bill Clinton, and Hillary Clinton, and Governor Gavin Newsom has supported her as well. So August 19th is a Democratic National Convention, and she has roughly a month to consolidate support and to continue fundraising and getting money towards that nomination. And she's doing really well on both fronts. She's getting a lot of key endorsements, as you mentioned, from the Black Congressional Caucus and others, and she's raised a lot of money. Reportedly, about $55 million has come in so far. One of the biggest overnight 24-hour hauls for the Democratic Party in the 2024 election cycle.
And Mike, the House Speaker is calling for Biden to step down right now. Could he officially pass the torch to Harris for the remainder of his term?
It could happen. I mean, that's conceivable, but it's unlikely because he wants to continue to be in charge and to show that he is the president, and he wants to have a seamless and non-eventful transition to Kamala Harris, and she's likely to try to continue to consolidate her support in the weeks ahead. I would expect that he would continue to stay in office for the next couple of months until the election in November, and then, of course, a new president perhaps in January.
All right, so if selected as nominee, big question right now for Kamala Harris is, who are her top VP candidates right now?
Well, we're hearing a lot of names on that front, and it's a really interesting question. One of the biggest names, of course, is Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, is considered to be a prime candidate, along with Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. But perhaps the biggest name, the name that I'm hearing most about so far, is Mark Kelly, who is, of course, a former astronaut, a former Navy fighter, and now the U.S. Senator from Arizona. Arizona, of course, happens to be a very key battleground swing state, and he's very popular there, and so they're thinking that maybe he could help win Arizona and perhaps even neighboring Nevada, which is also a battleground state.
And Mike, how does a potential Harris ticket change the party's campaign message at this point?
Well, right now the campaign message has been very muddled because it's all been about Joe Biden and, inability to serve, and does he have the stamina and energy to go forward. She's going to have to come up with some sort of a theme, some sort of a campaign narrative that will allow her to go forward. When she ran for president the first time, she was Kamala Harris for the people. Maybe she'll come up with that again, or something new perhaps, but she's got to get a unifying message, because the Republicans clearly have one, and that's MAGA, Make America Great Again. That's something that you hear repeatedly from Donald Trump and also from J.D. Vance. So the Democrats have to come up with a unifying message that will get the party united together.
Mike Lurie, we always appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for waking up early with us this morning.
You bet.